Hello my lovely friends, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I know today's video actually is quite long, but we are doing quite a bit in today's video, and we are working in this brand new journal of mine that I just put together a couple weeks ago. Now, in the interest of using up what we've got and getting a little bit experimental, I've pulled out these paints, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start this journal by painting over some of the pages. Now, I've dug out this brains mold. I used to make soap 100 years ago, and I had these brains mold when we used to make Halloween soap from. I quite like it for mixing paints. But anyhow, I've just got some of these blue colors out and some white. This is just cheap dollar store acrylic paint. That is cheap dollar store glitter. I think that glitter actually came from the Dollar Tree. And basically what we're going to do just to start off is I'm mixing in here. I want to see how much glitter I need to put in that paint before it's actually going to show up on the page. And the idea here is that I'm just going to start painting. I don't have anything in mind. The only thing I really need to decide is how much of the text do I want to see through the paint. And I'm going to be painting quite a few of the pages in this journal to get me started, just in the front part of the first signature. And so I'm not really looking to do anything in particular. I'm just looking to mix up some blue colors. That's called Pacific Court, I think, something like that. And again, I'm just playing and having fun and mixing up some colors. And if I think it's a little too of one thing, I'm going to add some white. And I've just put a little bit of wax paper underneath there to try and keep things tidy. Now, I know on these first two pages, I'm going to be adding glitter to both sides of these. So I decide to go a little bit heavy with the paint, just because I want the glitter to really show up as opposed to the text that's underneath. And I give it a little bit of a dry there with the heat gun. And now I can't really see the glitter that I put in the paint. So I have resorted to just gooping the glitter on the page. And I'm basically, you can see a little bit there, but I'm basically just going to keep adding glitter onto this page until I get the look that I like. And as you can see, I've decided to add more. And I think that this is finally where it ends. And again, I'm just playing around. I don't have anything in mind, and I'm trying to use some of this stuff up. I've had this glitter in this paint forever. And now what to put, I want to use some blue glitter on the left side of the page. That's sort of a turquoisey glitter. And then I'm kind of playing around. There's some silver, there's some white. I'm second guessing, do I want blue? And then I'm like, yes, I want to use this first one that I pulled out. And I don't feel that I need quite as much of this color. It shows up a lot nicer and easier, so to speak, than the gold did on the other side of the page. But I absolutely love these. They look really good. So in order, of course, to be able to keep working in the journal, I just give it a little bit of heat there to dry it off, and I'm impatient. I can't wait. So I just shoved that tube of paint there to keep the pages apart and keep them from sticking together. And here I'm just, again, how much of the text do I want to see through here? And I've kind of decided I'm just going to leave a little bit open in the middle and just leave the edges as was. I love these paints because they dry really matte. I'm not sure why I'm anti-gloss, but I am. And I really like matte colored or matte finishes. And here it's just a matter of mixing the paints and sort of splotching things on there and trying to get a really interesting look. And I'm also really, I'm loving the texture that I get from painting papers as well. And then we're going to paint over this yellowy sort of color page, again with this light turquoise. And I'm loving the streaks that are coming from the paintbrush. And as it dries, you can see the streaks are coming out even more prominently. And I really like that look a lot. So at this stage of the game, now I'm thinking, okay, I'm not going to do too many more pages. Now it's mostly about using up the paint that I have in my little brains there onto the side, and just experimenting, just playing around with the paintbrush, just dabbing on some colors. And you know, at the end of the day, it's really just about having fun and just playing with paints. I've got no other mission in mind other than to have fun and to use up this paint and see what I can come up with. Obviously, I have a color theme here. We're sticking with blues, light turquoise, and a little bit of aqua color there. Yeah, I love it when it dries and looks like that. So we've got this page near the back here, and again, I'm just gooping it on. I'm not even really thinking about it. My mission is to try and use up what I can here. Yeah, I'm really liking that a lot. So, like I said, I know this video is a little bit longer than my normal videos, but I hope you will enjoy this because we go through the process of me having painted the pages to get started. As we move along, I'm going to do a quick little bit of collage work. Here I'm just trying to make sure to see that the pages aren't sticking together. It wouldn't be the first time I left pages to dry and they stuck together, let me tell you. Oh, I'm liking this, how these sort of streaks come through because I've had the paintbrush now in so many different colors. I actually really like this. Might be one of my favorite pages. Okay, so we're going to call it a day there with the painting of the pages. And going forward now, I'm just doing a tiny little bit of collage. I've pulled out some green scraps and some blues and basically all my sort of, wintertime-esque looking favorites. There's some grids in there. There's some line paper. And then what we're going to do going forward is I've been working in this journal a good week and a bit, and it's actually quite full in the front. And in today's video, we are going to be going in together. I'm going to show you what I've already finished, and then I have curated some details that I want to go in and glue in with you today and sort of take my time and just finish up the pages and make sure that everything is looking the way I like, and to just show you and give you a bit of an explanation of what I've done and why. And we've used some quite a bit of metallic glittery cardstock because I want it to be a little bit fancy, as my word of the year for 2026 is fancy, and I decided that this journal needed some fancy details going forward. So I hope you will stay with me as we move into the next phase. Okay, my wonderful friends, it has been about a week and a half since we finished painting the pages. I have been working in this journal on and off, and I have to say, I'm really happy with how things are turning out. So, I went in and I've done a lot of the quote-unquote heavy lifting, as they say. And what I've done is, I've as you can tell, I've done a lot. And what we're going to do today is finish this section of the journal, and I am up to the middle of the first signature. And today is February the 9th. Oh my goodness, it's the 9th already. But anyways, I want to go in and do a bunch of little details with you today and sort of talk about what what I did and why and what's going on and all that kind of thing. So, I've stuck little bits and pieces in the pages where I figured out what I want to glue in, and I have an idea of what's going to go where. As you can see, it's already, quite chunky. It's way more, story of my life, it's way more chunky than I thought it was going to be. But anyways, I love it, and that's all that matters. However, I really need to work at clamping it down. I'm gonna have to go out to the garage and get one of the woodworking clamps if I don't stop putting stuff in here. Okay, so am I in frame? I am in frame. Okay, woo, let's get started. Now, it's 2026, so I have these here. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to do all of 2026 I don't know. Or just 26. I guess now that I have the 2026 there, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? And then what I did was I was playing around with some cards, and I had a really good look, and I was like, you know what? I quite like this circle image. And I was like, you know what? That's going to make a fun tab. Although it's kind of, what's it? The bicycle's upside down. Oh, it's because he's riding. Oh, no. Oh, my friends. It's going to be one of those days. Oop, that's way too big. It's been so cold here. I have some kind of like, I don't know, brain fog, but I'm going to blame it on the minus 20 degrees. See, I think that's kind of cute. And then we have the... So the reason why I was fussing over the upside down or not is because you guys know that I like to see the back side of a tag, and that's going to go up there. You guys are like, what is she doing? We're not even 5 minutes into this part of the video, and she's losing it. I'm losing it, you guys. Okay, first of all, let's get the 2026 glued down on our lovely lady here and her bear. Actually, you know what? I'm going to start with the 6 and work my way in. That way, I'm going to end up where I want to end up. So the problem with this is just getting it lined up, you know? So gently push that down there. I know some people like to do this with tweezers, and I've watched some, I mean, you know, it's amazing what some people can do. With their tweezers, I'm just usually kind of all thumbs, and I end up making it a little bit worse. Okay, so now the question is how... Look at that, it's already... I think it's just safe to say I'm going to be I'm going to have a little bit of butterfingers today. What can you do? Some days you're on point exactly with where you want to glue. And some days I feel like the earth is really off its axis. Oh, see, I am going to need to raid the garage. Okay, so see, this is why I was concerned about whether I was going to use this one or this one. I think I'm going to use this one. So I've just got this here, and I'm going to put some photos. I haven't gone in and done anything really personal in this one yet, but I was thinking I have some images or photos that I've printed out of some of the snow when we had the big ice storm. So that's what's going to go in there. But let's just, let's glue that little tab on there. I quite like that. You know, this is one of those examples of something that you look at all the time and you've looked at for years, but don't really pay attention to the detail. And so I was looking at the back of this playing card, and I was like trying to think of interesting things that I could use for tabs. And then I saw the circle, right? And I was like, what exactly is on the back of that? And then I was like, ooh, that's going to work perfect. I really like that. Okay. Ta-da! Page 1, done, 2026. I will do something in here at some point, but I'm not sure yet what that's going to be. So we've got that there. Okay, so these 2 pages, I don't really have too much to do here. I do have this, I'll just show you. I have this little belly band here, and then this is just regular paper. And I'm going to go in and write something there or put in some smaller photos. of things that I want to remember. That's quite snug, which is perfect. That's going to tuck in there nicely. And then same, I'll do something. Oh yeah, I forgot I printed on the back of that. I'll probably put a photo then on the back of that there. And then here we have our wee mouse. And I've left this here in case I want to go in and just do a little bit of writing there. And then I've got this tag here with the snow day and this little tag here just because I like the look of the letters popping up. And I don't have anything tucked in here, so I don't think there was anything else I wanted to glue. Oh, but maybe. Ooh, that's kind of fun. So I have die cut quite a few of these trees, and I've got some lamp posts, and I got this metallic cardstock just after Christmas time, specifically to use in the winter journals. And so I thought it would be fun to kind of use some of these die cuts in unexpected ways. And I have to say, I actually really quite like that. Yeah, I think that looks really, really interesting. And that's sort of where I'm going with some of this stuff. It doesn't necessarily make sense where I'm putting these things. It's just that I think they add an interesting element. And I'm going to lose my grip here. Okay, so I'm going to put glue on most of it over going this way here. So let's just do this. Now let's just bring it down. And then just here, and I'm just going to wipe off there. Ooh, I like that. That's fun. The trick is so that it doesn't, yeah. Ooh, yeah, I really like that a lot. That looks super cute. The little mousey there. His cute little toes. And then I was going to put something up here. I don't know if it really needs it or not, but I suppose I'm just going to add that there. Need Schmeed. Let's just put it there because it looks good. And I like it. There we go. Perfect. Oh, yeah. I love it when a plan comes together. Oops. Okay, so then on to the next page, or we're going to be here until the spring equinox. Which really is just around the corner. Okay, so I have another one of these metallic silver trees, and I thought that this one would look kind of fun here. And then, oh, I should show you, this is how these pages turned out. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here. So here, these turned out great. Let me just push this out here. So yeah, this, the glitter and the paint and everything, I love it. It's perfect for winter, absolutely perfect. And it was good to use up some of the stuff that I've got. And then I have this candle, of course, and I did go in with my Elmer's glitter glue, which you guys know how much I love to use this. And I use the orange here. Burp. Whoop, hang on. I just about poked your eye out. And then, yeah, I don't know. Who knows what? I'll do something on the back there. So that's just got tucked up nicely in there. And then, yeah, I thought it would be kind of fun to just add this tiny little tree there. Let's glue down our little tree. And so I'm pretty much going to put glue on everything except for this little branch. And let's say nothing above there. Actually, I think that I don't want glue on there. Gentle, gentle. There. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. That's very good. Okay, so then this is just blank. I've stuck this in more than anything because I wanted the contrast between the blue here and the blues here. Like when I put this down like this, I just felt like it just blended in too much into the background. So I had this scrap piece here, and I was like, okay, that's perfect. Then I have this adorable image here. And then again, we'll do something back there, and that just gets tucked up in there. But again, because I'm sort of on this kick of you putting things in weird places, I thought it would be fun just to glue that on like that. And even though the whole thing is, I love how it sticks, or it comes off and onto the white lace a little bit, and I like that contrast there. I know it doesn't make sense, but I just like the way it looks. So we're going to glue that on that, but actually I'm going to take this out, and then I'm just going to quickly sort of figure out, actually I will mark. Okay, so let me glue. So I'm just going to ever so gently, yeah, I put way too much glue on there. Yeah. There we go, there we go. And just stick that up in there like that. Yeah, I think that's a lot of fun. Just get some of that glue off of there. And a little bit there. There. I love that. I think that looks super cute. Okay, onwards. So then on this side, we've got, hang on, let me get in here. So I love to layer up papers, as you know. So this is great for journaling here, maybe, or some photos. And then I've got this library card. This had a smudge on it from something else, so I just thought, okay, this will be great, again, for some hidden journaling here. And then from an old planner, January the 26th. And then again, we're going to do the same thing, but with this. I love this. So I was playing with this earlier. So first I thought maybe I want to glue this, and I think I still do. I'm going to glue it onto the white planner page like that. And then I actually thought about just gluing that onto there. I thought that looks really cute. And then I was going to have something down at the bottom because you guys know me, more is more. Ooh, I've got this number 2 that doesn't belong anywhere. Although 2 doesn't go with January because 2 is for the 2nd month of the year. And that would be technically incorrect. And I know that's a 2 as well, but that, I quite like that. Okay, so I'm going to glue her down here. Oop. Okay, so let's just mark. So we're not going to glue past there. I just have to be careful when I'm doing something on the back of this that I don't smush this die cut. Oops. Okay, so now I just have to be careful not to go, just to sort of lightly, I should clean out the nozzle actually of this glitter glue. It's been a while since I've sort of given it a little bit of a cleanse, and I find that if I do that, you know, it helps the glue come out more consistently. Now, the other thing with the art glitter glue is that it tends to set quite quickly, so you don't have a lot of wiggle room. It's sort of like get it on there, and it's not like the glue stick where you can slide things around. This glue dries and grabs really quickly. Ooh, I like that. Look at that. That's so fun. So then, of course, I can still, oops, no, actually, I had the 3. So I was thinking I could go in and do a little bit of journaling there in behind, because my handwriting is quite messy. And even though I'm trying not to get too hung up lately on whether or not my handwriting is perfect, I do like to have places in my journal where I can go in and just write something, and I don't have to worry about if I mess it up. If it doesn't look right, then it's not that big of a deal. I'm just trying to see if I have anything else. I'm going to leave that blank for now. I'll come back to it. Okay, so on this side, nothing really crazy going on here. I wanted to keep this kind of simple on this side because we do have a lot going on here. And I like the idea of the dark colors in the candle, the dark grays, and then we've got these dark grays in on this paper here, and then just the contrast of the polka dots. And just the simple snow day. No, I can't use that too. Yeah, we're going to leave that for now. Not everything needs... Not everything needs 100 things on it, Lisa. Ooh, that looks kind of fun. But anyways, let's turn the page. Literally and figuratively. Keep going. Okay, this one I love. She's super cute. So when I printed out the image of the candle, I had the snowflakes on the back, knowing that it was going to poke out. And I wanted to have something on there so it just wasn't blank. And then we've got this card. Again, we'll put some photos and stuff. And then that, like I showed you, just gets tucked up in behind her. And I think that looks really nice. So the contrast of the dark blue, and then we've got the snowflakes peeking out around her head. Okay, so I have this die cut of Wonderful, which we're going to glue on here because I think she looks wonderful. And I just thought it was a nice little touch. Oops, this is the die cut set. I've had this forever, and I have to admit I don't use it hardly at all. So in the interest of using things that we have and digging out things that we never use, I thought it would be kind of fun to do a couple die cuts from this. And so I did the Wonderful there in the silver. And I think that looks really good. Okay, so now let's just pop this on. And again. Okay, so this is just gonna fit. Okay. Just fits there. I had a little bit of glue squish out there at the front, but that's fine. It'll dry. It'll be all right. There, we just get that tucked up underneath there. I think that looks super cute like that. I have this little You're the Cat's pajamas. She does kind of look like the cat's pajamas there, doesn't she? I'm going to leave that for now. I might come back and put something underneath there. But in the interest of, let you know, just getting... Ooh, that looks kind of fun like that, though, doesn't it? Okay. Let's just do that one there. Perfect. That looks great. Then on this side, we have, again, some of the paper, the page that I painted over. I love the flatness of this paint. And I like that I still have some of the text poking out there a little bit. So I decided that on this page, I just wanted to have some cardstock and some tags here layered up like this. I love this a lot. Yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, and then on the other side here, we did the collage, as you can see. And then I have this tag that I made of these two lovely gals. And you can see I just zigzagged around. I put the lace at the top. I had this little metal bow charm thingamajigger. So that went at the top. I love this. And then I'll just put something again. I'm not sure what yet, but something will go on the back there. Oops. That can go up there. So that's pretty much done on that side. Let me just stick that back there. I love this. I love this photo and then the collage in the back and then how you can just see a little bit of the text poking out. And then on this side, we have our winter hare. You guys know I love hares. And then, again, just some snowflake paper. Burp, burp, burp. Put some stuff on the back there. This was one of the pages, again, that I painted. Turned out great. I love the mixing of the colors, the blues and the whites in behind there. So the polka dots get tucked in there. And then we've got this sort of winter forest moon collage card tag. So as always, we've got the hare and the moon. And then I cut out a number 2 of clubs. I think I was going to put that up there on the corner of the page. Or it could go there. It's kind of 2 circles though. Too many circly things going on there. But again, I have another one of these die cut trees. And I thought it would be nice to do the gold. Just stick that over top of him in his forest there. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, let me just kind of, again, put that down. Okay, so basically I'm going to put glue everywhere up until about here. Okay, and just... there we go. Yeah. Just gently pat that down there. I like that a lot. Yeah, that looks really great. Yeah, that's really good. So I just want the moon to sort of stick out there. Okay, so this 2, I could put the 2 on the paper there. That works. Or then I've got this lace, and it's lace-orama here. Not enough lace. There's never too much lace. Oh, what's this little? Oh, that's kind of fun. Maybe I'll just do that. Just stick that there. Because why not? Okay, there. I like that. But now I sort of feel like this corner's naked. So I'm going to put that 2 on there. 2 for February, for the 2nd month, like I said before. Perfection! Oh yeah, that's super cute. That looks really nice. I like that a lot. Okay, we are cooking with gas today, my friends. Now, again, you can see another one of these pages that I painted over, and it turned out absolutely fantastic. And I've got this nesting doll here, and this really lovely scallop-edged card, navy card. And what I'm thinking is going to happen here is I'm going to make a belly band with her, and then we're going to stick, oh yeah, just like that, just that easy. Okay, so now the thing is, we want to figure out where the glue's going to go. So to there, and just to make sure I give myself enough space. Okay, so yeah, I love, after painting this paper, I really like the texture and the feel of it. Okay, I'm gonna let that dry before I put anything underneath it. So we'll come back to that. Now on this page here, I really liked how I just have Canada, the land. I really couldn't come up with something, like I kept trying different things so I could keep the Canada visible, you know? And so I was kind of like, oh, something like that. But anyways, and again, in the interest of just doing weird stuff, I have this die cut. And I thought it kind of looked a little bit interesting if I don't know why, if I just glued it there. And that was sort of, my idea was, for whatever reason, that was just going to be the page. And then it would flip over, and then I'd have this white. That, of course, fits on the page better. I don't know. It's just something that I liked about it. So I'm just going to do it. I know it doesn't really make a lot of sense, but it doesn't have to, right? So I'm just going to make the pencil marks. To there. Okay. Okay. Okay, I did get a little bit of glue smush out, but I'm finding with this particular paper here, it rubs off really nicely when it goops out, not if, but when it goops out the side. There you have it. This one I can't explain. It just is what it is, and I like it. At some point I probably want to put something up there, but let's go back just on this side here, and we'll stick this underneath here. And again, I'm loving all of these blues, dark blues, royal blues, baby blues, and then I'm gonna stick that up in there. And I think, and I like then how we've got this little bit with the scallop poking out here. Oh, that candle kind of goes though, doesn't it? Yeah, these tones in this sticker, you know what? I'm gonna add that down there, because that bottom does look a little bit empty to me. So let's just put that right there. Oh, I love that. That's great. That's great. Now. Ooh. Ooh. You know what, that... Yes, that has to go there, doesn't it? Okay, once again. Okay, that's perfect. I love it. Okay. Now, on this side, I pulled this quote out of a book. I don't even want to tell you how long ago. I've had this forever. And I was like, this year you're going to remember to use it. So I just turned it into a pocket again. One of those pages that we just painted over. And then we've got the dark blue snowflakes again. which I thought provided a really nice contrast to the baby blue and the white, and then kind of pulled in the tones from this a little bit. And then you guys know how much I love polka dots. And for now, I was going to put, I made a bunch of these little envelopes, and so far I haven't found a place to put them, but I was sort of thinking at one point, oh, maybe it could go in there, but then it was just a little bit too bulky. So for now, I'm just going to leave that there. But voila, I have again another light. And oh yeah, I like this even better now. I'm gonna glue this here, and now that we did this one here, this one pokes out, kind of ties it all together. I love that. Okay, so let's just glue the back of this. So I got this die cut set quite a while ago, and I originally bought it thinking that I would use it mostly for Halloween. And I would do them in black, and they'd be spooky and eerie and all that kind of thing. And as I was going through my supplies to get ready to do this project here, I was like, I need to start working more with all of these things that I've purchased. And I didn't so much forget that I had it, but I didn't use it at Halloween for who knows why. And then I was like, you know what? Lights are very applicable to a winter journal in the sense that, you know, we need that sort of extra light, not to mention light provides warmth. We just rubbed that glue off there. And I think they're very fitting. And as you can tell, I've gone with a heavy on the blue, the color blue, a blue theme for this winter journal. And I love how the gold and the silver of this metallic cardstock just really pops off the page with the blues there. I really like that. And then again, we've got another hair because I absolutely love them. And then we've got some nice blue and white snowflakes, boop, 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 on the back. So that just gets tucked up in there. And I think I'm just going to leave that. I don't have anything else here for the bunny. I don't think he really needs... No, I think I'm going to leave that. And then on this side, again, we've got another light. And we've got, again, a 1 for January. And then this street light is just glued in there to use as a belly band. And then again, on the opposite side of this hair, I did the snowflakes so that it wasn't just blank poking out there. And again, I like the contrast of the white and the gold and the pop of the blues with this. And again, polka dots are my favorite, so that goes in there. And then I got out my punch, hang on. I got this forever and ever and ever ago. I don't know, a long time ago. And again, I hardly ever use it because I do get a little frustrated trying to get everything to line up and blah, blah, blah. But anyways, I was like, once again, whoop, in the interest of using what we already have, I dug that out. I quite like that. So that little edge gets stuck out there. And then numbers, numbers, numbers. And so we've got numbers and polka dots, which I absolutely love, and layering, I can never say layering, layering, layering. Oh my God. For all of you that are still watching this video, I really do appreciate you putting up with my weirdness, I have to say. Okay, so that's going to go there. And then I really think that's going to look super nice right there. And then that we're going to call finished for that one. say that 5 times fast. There's just some words. You just can't get them. Layering. I feel like I'm saying Larry-ing. Okay, I love that. There. Perfecto. I love it. It looks great. You know, it's amazing. You start rooting through your stuff and you're like, oh, I forgot I had that. I forgot I had that. But the thing is, I remember, you know what? I remember when I bought this. I think I bought this at Joann's. And I remember being so ridiculously excited to get this. And when I looked at it today, when I pulled it out, and I wanted specifically to use it on this blue cardstock, and it was sort of a mixed feeling because I was like, there was this sensation of a little bit of guilt because I was like, oh my God, I bought this. I probably paid a decent amount of money for it. And then I didn't use it. But then I remembered how excited I was when I bought it. And I was like, you should get excited about these things again. Just because it's been sitting in a drawer for 10 years doesn't mean it's less exciting, right? So again, oh, that one does have something on the back. So we've got this to pull from the greens of our reindeer friend here, and more polka dots because you can never have enough. And then again, we're going to glue this silver tree just right here. And I think that's going to look fantastic. Okay, so basically I'm not going to glue past about here. Okay. So yeah, I was rooting through a lot of my punches there, and I was like, oh my God, I have so many. And I think part of it is we buy these things and we get excited when we see other people use them. And often too, I think, is that if we get some of these things and they don't work out the way that we planned, or we get frustrated with them, then yeah, we put them in a drawer and we, you know, sort of forget about them and just sort of be like, ugh. But for me, I know really, if I'm being very honest, the key is for me is just to have more patience and to not get so frustrated if things don't go exactly as planned, right? Or if I don't get it absolutely perfect right the first time. Boop, boop, boop. Gentle, gentle, gentle. Ooh, I like that a lot. Yeah, these two are great, if I do say so myself. I really like using these die cuts in ways that are a little bit off the beaten path, like that. Yeah, that looks really nice. Okay, onwards now, again, on the other side. We got some sleepy kitties. And then this tag here, and then she's just going to get tucked in there. And then numbers, numbers, numbers. That's going to go there. And then I think what I thought was the February was going to go there. Now, on this side, hang on, I'll get all the stuff out of the way. Again, in behind here is one of the pages that we just did. I like the streakiness of it. It did seem like a bit of a shame to cover it up, but what are you going to do? So I'll put some photos back there, and that's just going to get tucked up there. And I really like, I picked this lace here, this color, because I love how it perfectly matches this turquoise here with the cats. And then I think I'm going to glue that there. That's the idea. And then I've got this fox that I thought I like the redness there of his coat, his fur. And then this, again, I had this idea that I was just going to put this frame over top of this one kitty. Just like that. I like that a lot. This needs to get tucked down so it doesn't cover her face. Okay, so now I'm going to glue. I think I'm just going to basically glue around the border and just a tiny little bit. Like just sort of fan out a little bit from there, but not much. I have to say, with some of these tiny, I feel like I'm going a little bit cross-eyed here. Okay, I think this will work just like that. So let's just put that over top there. Oh yeah. And of course, these two sleepy kitties are reminding me of the two sleepy kitties that are regularly down here sleeping with me, Lucy and Sophie. And they spend the majority of the winter down here with me, which I absolutely love. Oh my goodness, that looks great. And then, yeah, I don't think this needs much. I don't want to cover up that bunny there. So let me put this on here. Put this here like that. And again, I like these beigey, woody, tawny tones because it matches a little bit the color in the hairs there. Okay, that's great. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, so this side, we've got this paper here, which I think looks really nice in behind her. And then again, that goes there. And then I just tucked this in here because I love these flowers to poke out the side there. And the way that that layers is perfect. Okay, and then, yeah, I think I'm going to just put that to... Nope. I like this too here, because then there's a little bit of the browns here that pull from this side here with her reindeer. So let's just put that. Oh no, that's not a sticker. So let's just glue this. Perfect. Yeah, I don't really think that needs too much else. There's quite a bit going on. And even though normally I'm like, woo, more is more, that's going to be fine. Just like that. And then on this side, I don't have anything tucked in here, do I? So we've got, meaning I don't have anything, well, maybe this side's just done. So we've got this pocket here. And then again, we've got some pretty floral paper, and I'll do some journaling on the back. And then, again, I picked this darker blue because I thought it really pulled nicely from the blue in her coat on that side. And I don't know, it just felt to me like it needed, maybe it doesn't need to have 3 tags in there. Maybe that's just enough. Yeah, I'll leave that for now. Done. And then on this side... Again, there's that lace, and then this is just a belly band. And so far, I don't have anything else in here with her, just that, although that could go there just to have the string kind of poke out. And then for this side, I've got the number 2, and I'm going to put that there on for her there. And then on this side, again, we've got another vintage book page that I've been meaning to use forever and a day. And I turned it into a very, very thin pocket. So I used the graph paper here, again, to pull up the tones and the blues in the page here. And then I did like the little bit of this page that we painted and how it was sticking out. And I liked how those kind of went together. So I'm sort of pulling from all corners. And then once again, my favorite trick for this journal, we're gonna glue in another one of these metallic trees. And I think that looks fantastic. Let's just get this glued in here. Yeah, I like that. Again, I like these turquoise tones. These all pull together nicely. Okay, so we're going to glue that down there. Layering. Oh my God. Layering. It's funny what stumps us sometimes. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. There we go. Oh my goodness, that looks actually, yeah, that looks great. It's so pretty. I'm like a raccoon. If it's shiny, I'm in. Okay, now earlier I was trying to decide if I wanted to have that clock, and there was something about that pocket watch that I really liked the way that that sort of sat there but let me just see. It seems sort of, I don't know what it is. Again, like I said earlier, I guess it doesn't really have to make sense, does it? You just put it in because you like it. This will just be a teeny tiny little journaling spot. And I found it in a drawer with a bunch of other things, and I was like, I should just try and use that. There we go. Very nice. Ooh, I like this one a lot. This might be my new favorite. Okay, now we are rounding out to the, like I said, to the middle. I don't have anything here. And then these are the last ones. So we've got our Baba here with her cute little forest animals and her babushka. This came from something that I bought quite a while ago. Some stamps, actually, some vintage stamps that I bought. And I love the blue. And so I thought I'm just going to stick that up in there to use some of my junk in my, although this part of the journal probably isn't going to be really a junk journal because I really haven't left much room for junk per se. But I really like her there. And then on this side, this January came from, let me just go like this, a giant calendar that I had. Whoop. I also have February that is somehow going to make its way in here as well. And so I decided to fold it like this, like a little accordion. And then I'm going to put some photos in here. Oops, sorry. I'm going to put some photos in here. So the only thing is when I folded it, you can see that it went a little bit, it was a little, the white pokes through. So I was thinking about, hang on. Okay, so I've got my black soot here, and I'm just going to see if I, not that it really matters, but I'm going to just, there we go. That's a little bit better. That was kind of making me a little bit crazy. Perfect. Now the thing is here. Am I in? Yep. There we go. I was going to use a bit of a marker, like a black Sharpie, but that's going to be a bit shiny. This doesn't want to... Oh well, that one doesn't matter so much, you're not going to see it. And really, that shouldn't matter either here. But I do like that it worked. And then here like that. Yeah, I like that. No, that doesn't make sense to put that there. Ooh, our Baba could have another. Oh yeah, here's the other one that I did. We did wonderful and I did every day. I like the gold there, but you can't really read it. Every day she hugs the wee animals. Oh, that's kind of nice there like that, isn't it? Well, yeah, I guess that works. Every day she goes out into the forest and hugs the animals. I would love to be able to go out into the forest and hug the animals like that. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's just do it. I think that's going to be the last thing for today. I have no idea how long this video is going to be because I'm going to have to edit out a ton of stuff, but I'm pretty sure I have glued and layered, done my layering. Enough for today. There we go. Yeah, I like that a lot. So that can just kind of sit there. We haven't stapled some lace to anything in a while. There you go, have it. Just like that. I have loads and loads and loads of lace, so I gotta use it up. Oh yeah, I love that a lot. That looks great. Okay, so let's just do we'll do a quick flip through here, and then we're gonna call it a day. And then the next time I see you guys, we'll move forward. We'll finish these two, and then, yeah, we'll move right into the second part of the signature. So I'm loving this. I like this, the washi tape here, the color of the washi tape, and sort of goes with the bear. And this here, and then like I said, we'll do some photos and put some stuff. Oops, sorry. Am I in frame? Yes, okay. There. And then again, we've got our layers here. My famous trick. Oh, this doesn't need anything. Oh, here, wait, let me staple this on. Perfect. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then we got our cute little mousey here with his tree. I love this. This turned out really nice on this side as well. And then we've got Wonderful. She's so cute. I love her. This looks great. And then this side here. Perfect. I love it. I love it. Yeah, this looks really nice. I'm glad I put that 2 there. And then we've got our nesting doll. This I have no explanation. It just is what it is. And then another lamppost. Beautiful hair. Some layers. And our reindeer with all the greens. I love this. This is so nice. I really like this over the kitty. I really like this a lot. I'm glad I put the fox there. That looks really good. This turned out great. Yeah, this is nice too. This, I'm definitely, something else is gonna go underneath, but I'm not sure what. This, I'm glad I put the pocket watch there. That looks great. Okay, there we are. That's it, everybody. Whoo! There you go. And then this is the other side. It's already getting quite chunky, so I might need to rethink what I'm going to be doing on this side. And then, yeah, I have the other, this signature to use to get through. Probably, I guess I'll use this side for spring. That's what we'll do. Okay, everybody. Thank you very much for watching. If you made it to the end of the video, I really do appreciate you hanging out with me and listening to all my weirdness and watching me glue paper to paper. I really do appreciate you hanging out and spending time with me. If you have any questions, by all means, please do leave them in the comment section down below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Yeah, I love this. Yeah, this was a lot of fun, and I'm glad I could share it with you guys. So, as I say at the end of every video, speak kindly to yourselves. Enjoy your journal process. Thanks so much, everybody. And until the next time, take care, and I'll talk to you later. Mwah. Bye. Hi, Soph. How you doing? I know you're bored. Do you want to say hi? Say hi, everybody. Thanks for coming. Yeah? Anything else? No. They just like to look at your beautiful face. They sure do. Okay, say thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.